Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining me. Today, I wanted to talk about the Ashes of Creation Apocalypse release and how it went in its first week and the problems that the community has been raising about it. I want to talk on some of the points because a couple of my thoughts differ from what the general consensus on them are. So, with the launch, the game had a rough launch. It didn't fully get up and running until about half a day after Intrepid Studios had planned to have the game up and running. And part of that was due to their choice of migrating their web server on the same day because they were planning on pushing a completely new website, which is a big task for a software involved company to undertake. Usually, if you're going to migrate your website, you do it on a different day, not on the same day as releasing such a big product like an open beta of this game that has so much hype and attention to it. Because all eyes were essentially on Intrepid on the release day of their Battle Royale game mode. So, a couple of thoughts on the monetization of this open beta. First, I wanted to talk on calling this an open beta. It definitely is not in beta. It's in alpha, pure and simple. There's the core gameplay. The UI is placeholder, as with a bunch of other features of the game. In-game comms aren't even working. So to call this beta, which means basically 80% of the product or more generally should be done by the beta is just getting bug fixes and all that done. That's a stretch. There's definitely the core mechanics are there, but I would say maybe 30 to 50% you could argue is the current state of this game. It still has a lot of features it has yet to implement. So I think for monetization of their open alpha for their Battle Royale game mode was okay. I think that their thought process behind it is Ashes of Creation is supposed to be a game that can stand on its own two legs because of the subscription pay model they have set up for the game and also the cosmetics. So when they're pushing the game, they're thinking, hey, we're going to have a Battle Royale mode and we should also include a Battle Pass with it because that's basically what Battle Royales have come to now. Fortnite popularized the Battle Pass with their game, and pretty much any game that wants to call themselves a Battle Royale nowadays will have a Battle Pass included. So I think Ashes of Creation and Intrepid Studios, therefore, were thinking that we want this to be taken seriously as a Battle Royale game, and if people are willing to use the Battle Pass to play our game more, because the Battle Pass does incentivize play, then why not? It makes sense from a business standpoint. We can make some money while we're getting all this stuff tested. The only problem is that the game never really got on its own 2 feet. It never launched. It was struggling to get up and was just stuttering, and things were breaking left and right. So the fact that people were also being asked at the same time to pay for certain aspects of the game definitely did not sit well with a lot of people. So what was announced a couple days ago is that the open beta is going to be called off for now, and we'll basically have access to it on the weekends up till the February launch date. So the legendary path was not available to alpha and beta backers, which is unfortunate. But I think that also goes into part why it will be going down until February, which is a good call for them. And a lot of people have been bringing up a point that they think Intrepid Studios should be more clear in their communications with us. So when the game wasn't launching for half a day, Intrepid would tell us, hey, we need some more time on this. We'll update you guys later. And people were asking for specific reasons. They wanted to know why exactly, what was going wrong, what was breaking. And I don't think Intrepid Studios needs to tell us that sort of stuff. I think a lot of that is supposed to be managed from the business. It doesn't make, if you're making hamburgers at a McDonald's, you're not going to tell your customers, hey, we have an oil spill in the back or some grease got on the floor that we need to clean up, so your burger is going to come out a minute later than expected, right? You say, we're having some troubles right now, your burger is going to be out in a minute. So that's what I think on their level of communication with the community during this event. And I wanted to talk on the situation for early access games in general and what it kind of spells for Ashes of Creation specifically, is that with early access games, unlike this one, most early access games have something in mind. They're pretty much almost complete by the time they launch. If they have a good early access, they're pretty much already a completed game. All games I've seen that push themselves out into early access purely for testing reasons and almost acknowledge that their game is far from being done have always had terrible early access reviews, which isn't good for the PR for this game. And it definitely has taken its toll during the open beta phase. As we can see, a lot of the community is very upset with Intrepid. A lot of the trust that has been put in Intrepid off the goodwill of what they've been promoting for what this game stands for, separating themselves from pay to win and being almost a benevolent video game developer. A lot of that trust in their goodwill and competence has been lost from the struggles of a game releasing into open beta that really wasn't ready for it. And we can see that because everything went wrong when it was released to the public. The game's performance and server stability was extremely low, not high enough for anybody really to have an overall great experience. So hopefully moving forward, we get more of a stable testing phase now that the open beta won't be going on 24/7. Instead, hopefully, I hope they fix their launcher, because it was really annoying if we are going to have access to this game that every weekend we have to install a new launcher. That was one of the main reasons why I never got into it until the open beta started. It's because you'd have to install a new launcher every testing phase, which is quite annoying, especially if we're going to be testing it every weekend. So I hope they cut back on that practice. Secondly, I think it is worth stating, though, that for this beta, I'm very hopeful for the game and the MMO in particular, because what I've seen from the action combat is it's a lot of fun. It's really clean, and I don't think another MMO has the combat that this alpha state game has exemplified, which is a really good thing. So those are my thoughts on the open beta or open alpha, however you like it, for Ashes of Creation. Thank you for watching my video, and leave a comment if you guys liked it. This is my first video I've done, so any comments or constructive criticism would be really appreciated. Thank you for watching, guys. Goodbye.